Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. You're listening to OWWR Old Westbury Web Radio. This is an exclusive OWWR sports broadcast, coming at you live from the State University of New York at Old Westbury from the Clark Athletic Center. Tonight, the State University of New York Old Westbury Panthers are on the court, getting ready to take on Medgar Evers College here at SUNY Old Westbury. Tonight, your play-by-play commentator, Ryan Garcia. Your color commentator, Mohamed Ducare. In Studio A, Angelina Zavala keeping the fort down. We have an exciting matchup for you tonight. If you're on campus, feel free to join us at the Clark Athletic Center. Hopefully you're tuning in. It's going to be a great matchup. These two teams have met a few times over their years, and we're looking forward to hoping the Panthers pulling out a win. So no more delay. Let's get things underway. Ryan Garcia at the helm. Play-by-play, Mohamed Ducare. Once again, color commentator, and Angelina Zavala in Studio A at Old Westbury Web Radio. Visit us online at OWWRNY.org. And, of course, check us out on all our social media at OWWRNY. Ladies and gentlemen, let's kick things over to Ryan Garcia.
Good evening, everyone. You're joining us live at the Clark Athletic Center for OWWR's coverage of tonight's women's basketball contest. The Medgar Evers Cougars come into town to visit the Old Westbury Panthers. It's two one-win squads aiming to get back into the win column. My name is Ryan Garcia. I'm joined by my partner, Mohamed Ducare. Mohamed, these two teams are in need of a win tonight. They're trying to turn their seasons around. What do you think the Panthers can do to try and get in the win column and take down the Cougars?
You know, the Panthers, they do only have one win on the season, but they're not a bad team. They can get some more wins. They've lost some winnable games. So I think today, if they want to try to get a win today against a also one-win team, Medgar Cougars, I think they should probably try to get in that paint, try to draw some fouls, because I know they're not really doing so well at that free throw line, and those are free points, so try to get those free throws up, and I think that can lead to a win today.
Yeah, and as we look at these two teams and their shooting lines, very similar shooting struggles on the year. Both squads have struggled to shoot the basketball from three. Both teams have struggled to take advantage at the free throw line. For the Medgar Evers Cougars, they're shooting 51.3% on the season. The Panthers shooting 50.5% on the season. That's from the charity stripe. The Panthers, however, do have more three-point attempts per game at a slightly lower efficiency mark, 15.3% from three. Medgar Evers, 16%. I do think that's going to play a role in this contest, because for the Panthers, even if you attempt and miss a lot of threes, just attempting more means you're probably going to make more if you have the same efficiency as your opponent. Mohamed, can you talk about how that shooting discrepancy can play in the advantage of the Panthers?
You know, if you're one of those teams that are just not willing to shoot threes, that sort of closes the margin of victory for your team. You're not really able to get some more points up on that three-point line, so, you know, they just pack that paint, and it makes it harder for pretty much everyone else on the court. So I just think opening up your game a little, having some spacing, allowing the team to sort of work around in their spots, I think it just opens up a whole new game for everybody. So just trying to get those threes up.
Yeah, and looking at the Panthers individually here, their leading scorer on the season, Casey Coppola, she has started all 7 of the games she's participated in. She's only missed one game on the season. She's averaging 11.1 points per game, 9.3 rebounds a game, shooting 39% from the field, 27% from three, and 65% from the free throw line. She's averaging nearly a double-double here, and if you look at Medgar Evers, just looking at them doing their warm-ups, there's not a lot of size on that side of the court. Coppola, the Panthers' tallest player, their leading scorer. Can you talk about why size can be an advantage for Coppola and how she can take advantage of that tonight?
Just Coppola's just having that simple height advantage could just make the whole entire game easier for somebody, and Coppola is actually someone who plays like her height. You know, she's 6 foot standing, and she grabs those boards. She's averaging 9 boards a game, so she plays like the player she is. And she can even knock down the threes. She made 3 shots on the season out of 11, so you can't really leave her open. And I was watching her practice a little. She was making those 3-pointers, so I think today she could sort of expand her game, try to get some more three-pointers, maybe attempt more than 1 or 2 three-pointers today, and I think that can just help her whole game out.
Yeah, and when we talk about Coppola, and as you mentioned, trying to get involved and play with your size. You have size, utilize it. But I also think that your star or your top player needs to be elevated at times by your supporting cast. You need other players on the roster to step up and do a job to allow your top scorer to get to work. Everyone looks at this roster, and you can look at the shooting splits here. Tyler Fowler, their leading three-point shooter, not just in field goals made from three-point land, but also field goal efficiency. She is shooting 40% from three this season on 15 attempts on the year. She had a really strong showing in her last contest. She showed the ability to handle the basketball a little bit, shoot. I know that turnovers have been an issue for the Panthers. I believe Fowler's going to play a big role in this game. Is there anybody else who stands out on the individual box score that you believe can have an impact on this contest for the Panthers?
Just looking, I see Brianna Belizaire. She averages almost 11 rebounds on the game, and I think that's amazing. She's a leading rebounder for her team, so I think just having somebody whose identity is crashing those boards and just having an extra possession for your team can help your whole entire game out. So I think her doing that is going to really help her team.
And looking at the overall numbers here for both teams, it's very rare that the Panthers play an opponent, and not only do the Panthers have the shooting advantage, they also take care of the basketball just a little bit better. I know the Panthers have had their turnover issues this season. They've had 212 turnovers in 8 games, but Medgar Evers has turned over the ball 267 times in 9 games, so more turnovers in the season, more turnovers on a per-game basis. How important is taking care of the basketball in a game like this where both teams haven't really shot that well from the field?
Yeah, and them not shooting well can also be a factor for why they're getting so many turnovers, because it just might be an indictment on how poorly the offense is ran. So I think seeing two teams that just are both turnover prone, you got to see which team makes the least mistakes, and we're gonna see how that determines later on in this game.
Now, as you mentioned, we're going to see how these things kind of play out on the court itself, but based on the previous track record for both of these teams, 1-7 is the record for the Panthers, 1-8 the record for the Cougars. These two teams have struggled a lot, whether it's at home, away. Site hasn't mattered, opponent hasn't mattered. How important is it for the Panthers or Cougars to walk away with a win, even with their season being as buried as it has been so far?
I mean, both teams, their seasons, their records might show that they're not really playing well, but I know those players, you still want to get those wins. If you're an athlete, you don't want to just lose games. So I think both teams are still going to play today like it might be their first game or even their last game. So I just think whatever team is hungrier is going to show.
Now, on that note, the Panthers, as you mentioned, have more to play for than just an individual result on a game-to-game basis. We've talked about this at the start of the season, way back in early November. The Panthers do not have a single player who is expected to graduate this upcoming spring. So the expectation, while maybe not all of the players are back, they will all be eligible to return and play NCAA basketball this upcoming season. That is important. These are important developmental games. There are a lot of freshmen. All but 2 players on this roster are new players on this team. First-year Cougars or first-year Panthers or first-year players at the NCAA level in general. So I do think there's a level of importance that comes with being able to just get your feet wet, get some experience. You're playing older competition. Older competition means stronger competition, taller competition, more experienced competition. Mohamed, can you talk about what experience can help the Panthers do, not for the remainder of this year only, but in their future seasons?
Yeah, just, that winner mentality, it can't be instilled in just one day, that first day. So just having a team full of inexperienced players, it allows you to see that development, see how they turn into that winning team. So they're probably not at that moment right now, but just seeing what they could become in the future, that's a whole nother game that you can watch, and it excites people. Yeah,
and it's really interesting when looking at these two teams because while they do have essentially the same record. Medgar Evers a half a game worse than the Panthers at 1-8 versus 1-7, but both of them have experienced 7-game losing streaks on the season. The Cougars opened the year on a 7-game losing streak before defeating York College. That victory, a sound one, 79-33, a complete and utter blowout. The Panthers have not played York College this season, so we'll wait to see. You can't really compare the Panthers to York College in this scenario, but the Cougars followed that up with a loss at Baruch. For the Panthers, they opened up in exhilaration. They won their first game against CCNY, their first win in over a year, and they've proceeded to lose the next 7 games. How can the Panthers get out of this rut that they've been in over the last 2 months?
Yeah, and that sort of losing, once you lose that first game, it can always spiral, and now you see the Panthers are on a 7-game losing streak, and winning that first game, you would think that would probably inspire them and they could probably go on a little bit of a streak, but now that they're down, you just got to hope that the players are strong-minded and strong-willed, and they're hungry for that second win. And even though their record is 1-7 and they might not make that playoff run that most teams want to do, just try to get that second win, and hopefully that turns and snowballs into something else.
Right, and you don't want to have victory laps over games that aren't wins. You want a victory lap. It's in the name. You want a victory lap because you won. But the Panthers had their smallest margin of defeat this past Saturday against Farmingdale, and Farmingdale, often a competitive team in the basketball scene at the Division III level. It will be interesting to see if the Panthers can build off of that. They have lost big this season. That has been their issue. By 42 points against the Mariners. At Purchase College, they lost by 24. Against Mount St. Mary, they lost by 46, their largest defeat of the season. Against St. Joseph's, they lost by 21. At Sarah Lawrence and at St. Joseph, they lost by 41 and 21. So they're going to need to either A, find a way to get off to better starts, or B, not let the game get away from them. We saw this in their matchup against St. Joseph's, where started off close, match got away from them. Mohammed, how can they set the tone early against the Medgar Evers team that has struggled this season?
I mean, you talked previously about just playing through your best players, so I'm thinking maybe try to get Coppola going real fast, real early, and see if you could get that lead real early in the game, and hopefully that instills fear into that Medgar Evers team, because both teams have a record of just starting really slow and then they're never ever really able to get over that hump. So let's see which team gets out on top and which team can get over that hump.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we have a little over 2 minutes here in our OWWR pregame show, thank you so much for tuning in here on OWWR Old Westbury Web Radio. But before we wrap things up on the pregame show, Mohammed, what are your 2 keys for the Panthers winning tonight? You believe these things are the 2 most important variables in order for the Panthers to claim victory.
The Panthers, they have 2 really strong rebounders, but I want the whole team to rebound. So I want the Panthers as a team to just grab a lot of rebounds, because that just adds so many second chance points for your team. And I also want them to cut down on the turnovers. I know they get a lot of turnovers today. I mean, they get a lot of turnovers as a team just this season. So I want them to cut it down, maybe play through your point guard, whoever has the best ball handling skills on the team, and just try to cut down on those turnovers.
I think those are both excellent points. On the rebounding side of things, the Panthers averaging 41.5, the Cougars averaging 42. So very similar rebound totals and similar turnover totals as well. For the Panthers, I think the big key for myself here, I would like to see the Panthers win the three-point battle. Not saying it's got to be an aerial assault, but you've got to be able to mix in the occasional three-pointer. And as we wrap things up here on our pregame show on OWWR, don't go anywhere, because coming up, Cougars, Panthers, fighting it out right here in the Clark Athletic Center after a quick break. And we are back here at OWWR as the Medgar Evers Cougars have their lineups announced for the start of this game. Panthers awaiting the starting lineup announcement there, which is coming here on the PA loud and clear for the audience to hear. For the Cougars, it'll be Davis, Jabring, Lyons, Merger, and Metra going for the Cougars. For the Panthers, starting lineup still being announced for the Cougars. They've been going with a very stagnant, very consistent starting lineup For Davis, it's her 10th start. For Lyons, it's her 8th start. And she started all of the games she's played, as has Davis. For Jabring, she has started all but one game on the season. For Merger, she started 5 of her 9 contests. And for Metra, she has started 10 of her 10 games, a perfect attendance record. Muhammad, I was known for my perfect attendance records in my middle school. I was very good at going to class, even when I was sick. So shout out those players who are there for every game. It's very hard to do, very difficult during a long year. Panthers lineup, Coppola being involved in the lineup. Not a shocker, considering that's the leading scorer for the Panthers on the season. Also in the starting lineup for the Panthers is Lewis, one of their leading point ball handlers on the season. She's someone who takes the ball up the court, is responsible for passing and taking care of the basketball. Mohammed, when you see the discrepancy in size, which is pretty apparent in the starting lineups, what does that tell you about the Panthers and what they're able to do in this contest?
Just play like the big team they are. You know, they had that size advantage and height advantage. So I'd say just try to play your game, play a little strong, aggressive, a little bully ball. See what you could do. See if you could draw some fouls.
Bully ball, I like that phrase. That's a good. I like phrases where you got back-to-back first letters match. Well, we've got action now in the Clark Athletic Center. Panthers on the court, getting ready for tip-off here in the Clark Athletic Center. Lined up for the Panthers, the starting 5. You've got Coppola, Lewis, Fowler, their leading three-point shooter, Moore, another one of their guards and primary ball handlers, and rounding out the starting 5 is Belazar, their third leading scorer in average points per game. The tip-off is won by the Cougars. Floater is no good. Rebound juggled around. Cougars picked it up, but it was also juggled. The putback was not successful. Panthers picked up the rebound, almost lost it. Moore slows things down as she recovers.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to see. Not a lot of just not juggling the ball. Just play strong, have the ball in your hand.
Lewis's layup is wild and misses, but Coppola rebounds. Second chance putback is good. Panthers strike first here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and Coppola, she knew to crash that board immediately, and I just want to continue seeing that from the whole team.
As it was Lyons taking the ball up and passing it around the perimeter. Three-point shot rims in. A three-point play for the Cougars. Merger responds and gives the Cougars an early lead.
Yeah, and it looked like the Panthers were playing their zone, and maybe they wanted her to shoot that three because she's not the greatest three-point shooter. She's 1 of 12 on the season, but now 2 of 13.
As the Panthers unable to get the mid-range jumper to go. That was Fowler who missed the jumper. Rebound by the Cougars. Swinging around the perimeter. Jumper is no good. Rebounded by the Cougars. Putback. Foul called against the Panthers. That was number 13, Jabring, fouled by the Panthers. She scored 26 points in the Cougars' most recent contest. Shot 10 of 21 from the field, so an efficient 26 points. She'll go to the line for a pair of free throws.
Yeah, and Jabring, she's shooting 50% from that free throw range.
Her first free throw falls off the basket, off the rim. She'll have a second attempt to convert points for the Cougars.
Yeah, and the Cougars, they shoot a lot of free throws, but as a team, not so great, 50%.
The second free throw, as Muhammad prophesized there, missed by the Cougars, rebounded by the Panthers. It'll be Lewis driving. Does she have an opening? She does not. Slows things down, dishes it out to Moore. Moore driving to the basket, met by multiple Cougars, smothered, passed it out to Coppola. Coppola to Fowler from 3. It's no good. Rebounded by the Cougars. Merger rebounded and passed it out to Lyons.
Yeah, Fowler's a 40% three-point shooter, so you want her to take those shots, but that one just couldn't drop.
As Davis, a wild pass to Lyons over her head into the crowd, or the scorer's table, excuse me, as the Panthers will recover possession here. Moore passed it out to Fowler from 3. No good. Second attempt. Still nothing there as it was rebounded by Jabring. Jabring passed it off to Lyons. Lyons taking the ball up the court. She's the primary ball handler for the Cougars. Merger had it. Passed it out. Merger now has it again. Merger to Lyons. Lyons fires it. Picked off. Panthers racing up the court. Belazar to the rim. Blocking foul called against the Cougars. Belizaire will get 2 at the free throw line.
Yeah, and great by Belizaire right there, just playing aggressive and in transition, not slowing down and just going straight towards that rim, and now she's going to see herself at the free throw line.
A little bit of confusion on who the shooter for these free throws would be, but the referees confirm what we saw. Belizaire will go to the line. She'll get ready to shoot 2. Panthers trailing 3-2 here for just joining us. First free throw is good. Panthers tie it 3-3. 7:44 on the clock here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and Belizaire, she's perfect from that free throw line this season, 3 of 3.
Muhammad, if she misses, it's your fault. The free throw is up, and it's a miss on Muhammad there. Rebounded by the Cougars. Medgar threatened another three-pointer, and her pass mishandled by Lyons. Lyons trying to shake free from some Panther defenders, almost turns it over. Medgar thinks better of the three-point shot. Cougars swinging around the perimeter from the deep. No good. Rebound. Medgar, but whistle blown. They ruled that the shot clock was not reset, it seems. So the Cougars will get to inbound again with 8 seconds left in their shot clock. No foul called. Cougars able to inbound successfully. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Jumper, no good. Rebound that hit the rim, so the shot clock will be reset here. Cougars drive, blocked. It seemed to be Fowler who collected the block and the rebound from Belizaire. The crowd was responding well. Moore now has it, driving to the rim. Floater, it's good. Flushes in, Panthers take a 5-3 lead.
Yeah, and you see Moore just playing aggressive as she has the shorter Medgar on her, so I just think they need to continue doing that, try to play her out this game.
As the Panthers continuing to try and pour on points here. The three-point attempt for Medgar, that one no good. Easy rebound for Coppola, who's trying to look for someone to pass it out to. She does. Lewis now has it. Deep pass for Moore. Pull up from 3. No good. Rebound by the Cougars. Taking up the court is Lyons. Lyons racing past, trying to get something going here. Cougars looking for a scoring opportunity. Lyons from 3. It's good. 3-point play. Cougars have gotten all their points so far from three-pointers. It's 6-5.
Yeah, and the Cougars are a poor three-point shooting team, but they're making these open shots.
They're smaller guards taking those deep perimeter shots. Panthers respond with a long shot, but it's no good. Score remains 6-5. Moore was the one who took that jumper. Rebounded by Lyons. Metra, deep. And she gets it. Deep 2-point shot, 8-5 here as time called by the Panthers. Muhammad, not known for being a great jump shooting team, but the Cougars have had an aerial assault here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and I just think that's a problem on the Panthers end. They're not playing really good three-point defense. I think they want them to shoot. They're trying to let them shoot because they know they're a poor shooting team, but the Cougars are obviously able to make those open jumpers, and they're making them now.
Right, and when you talk about converting open shots, the Cougars doing a better job of taking and making. The Panthers, we saw a couple of rushed shots. I don't know if they're trying to pick up the tempo with their offense, but they have gone 0 for 4. They're ice cold from 3, 2 for 8 from the field. That's 25%. That's not going to cut it. Panthers are going to need to find their jump shots before the Cougars stay red hot.
Yeah, and I think the Panthers are taking really good shots. The shot selection isn't really bad today. They have good shots, but they're just not getting them to drop.
As the Panthers will now inbound, trailing 8-5. If you're joining us here on OWWR, Old Westbury Web Radio, inbound passes picked off and turned over. The Cougars now have possession. Lions slowing things down here. Dish out to the perimeter. Medgar once had it. Now it's back to Lions. Lions to Medgar from 3. It's good. 3-point play. Her second three-pointer, and the Cougars lead 11-5.
Yeah, like I said previously, Medgar, she's not even shooting 10% from that three-point line this season, and she already has 2.
Fowler's three-pointer, air ball, foul on the putback from Belizaire. Tough putback, but a key rebound.
Yeah, and that's her 3rd rebound, and it's still the first quarter. Still 5 minutes left in the first quarter.
one of the two returning players, you're seeing her comfort with physicality, which can be difficult at the college level because, again, you're facing stronger people. Instead of facing 16 or 17-year-olds, you're facing people in their 20s, people who can really, really wear your body down when you are trying to get those rebounds and not boxing out. First free throw is good for Belazar. Her perfect free throw record scrubbed away by Muhammad. 4 for 5 on the season, 2 for 3 from the free throw line. Her second one is no good. Rebounded by the Cougars, racing it up the court. Panthers got back in time to slow things down. Lions has it, swings it out from 3. No good. Rebound, loose, knocked around. Who's going to come away with it? The Panthers seem, yep, they have it. Fowler gets the pass ahead for Moore. Fowler controlling this tempo now. Pass out to Coppola. Coppola, mid-range shot. It's good. Nothing but net there.
Yeah, and Coppola's been really silent in the offense so far, but she got that mid-range to drop, and hopefully she sees more opportunities.
An important rebound there as they picked up the miss from Davis from 3 and were able to convert that into a 2-point play, cutting the deficit to 3 points. It's a one-possession game. Lions swinging the ball around the perimeter. Lions to Davis. Davis dumps it off. Shot attempt blocked by the Panthers. Belazar and Fowler down in that mix. We've got Panthers, we've got Cougars, we've got Lions. We've got a lot of mammal action here. Lewis dribbling, trying to find an opening. Coppola, it's off her hand. She tries to save it, but the Cougars recover. Ill-timed pass or ill-timed tip-in from Coppola.
Yeah, and it just feels like she couldn't grab that ball right there, and that stopped her team from scoring an easy layup.
I'd like to correct myself. As Muhammad points out, Coppola's the one who fumbled the pass. It was not a poor pass, as the Cougars, they took a jumper, they missed, and it was rebounded by the Panthers. But Coppola mishandled the pass there, and it caused the turnover. Belazar in the paint, backing down her defender. It's good! Tough bucket for Belazar. She's been incredible tonight in this first quarter.
Yeah, and Belazar, she plays way bigger than she is.
She's used her physicality, her height, her size to try and bully her defender, and she's done so, winning that matchup, either drawing fouls or getting clean looks. She backed down her defender there, got the bucket there as Merger from 3. No good. Rebound. Cougars. They missed. Third chance for the Cougars, rebounded by Moore.
Yeah, and the Panthers, they're not really doing a good job of crashing the boards as a team, and they've given up tons of offensive rebounds.
Coppola got a sharp pass from Moore. Good, accurate pass, but unable to convert there. Fowler, floater, runner, no good. Rebound, picked up by the Cougars. Dual jump ball in favor of the Cougars. Or nope, the call on from the scores table announced to be Old Westbury.
Yeah, you can see that confused even the Panthers.
It seemed that the rebound secured by Jabring was the possession that should have been awarded, but interesting call here as the Panthers will get a chance to inbound underneath their bucket.
Yeah, and the Panthers, they find themselves down 1 point, so not too big of a deficit.
But that's definitely a big call, as you note, not a big deficit. These kinds of extra possessions, they add up over the course of a basketball game. Inbounding this pass for the Panthers is number 2. That is Moore for the Panthers. And she's been, again, one of their primary passers, ball handlers. So a familiar situation for herself. Timeout called here at the Clark Athletic Center. Muhammad, what have you seen early on in this first quarter?
I see the Panthers. They keep shooting these three-point shots, and they're just not dropping. But I think if they want to win this game, they got to continue shooting those shots. But somehow, some way, they're going to have to start going in.
As you mentioned, shooting efficiency, a big issue so far for the Panthers. They're shooting 4 for 13 from the field. Funnily enough, they haven't had a turnover issue. It's been 2 turnovers, which it's not a good amount, but it's fewer than they've generated. They've created 3 turnovers. They're winning the turnover battle right now, but they're losing the contest. So hopefully the shots start falling for the Panthers. But this has been a very strong defensive matchup. Muhammad, what is it about a defensive masterclass like this that we've seen from both sides that can be entertaining to watch for fans?
Just seeing 2 scrappy teams who are down to get dirty and just play that hard, tough defense is really interesting to see because, usually it's always the opposite end. 2 really great three-point shooting teams, offense-savvy teams, and now you're seeing 2 really great defensive teams with really great defensive matchups and game plans. So it's whichever team plays the better defense.
Well, this is kind of up our alley in terms of when we were kids watching basketball, because a lot of it was very defensive oriented. The Panthers, when they win, when they play good games, it's one of these slugfest defensively. The Panthers will now have a chance to inbound here. Again, it's Moore coming out of the timeout here. Panthers trailing 11-10. Moore looking for her woman. She finds it. Rebound, miss. Cougars now have it. Panthers unable to convert there as McLeod was stopped on her layup attempt. Lions swinging it around the perimeter. Lions, her pass was to Davis, who missed her three-pointer. The rebound for the Panthers. Moore now has it. She's dribbling the ball up the court. Moore driving, shook past her defender. Trying to find for more separation. She could not. From three. No good. And it's kind of interesting. You could hear Lewis yelling at Moore, almost like, hey, I want the ball, I want the ball. Moore chose instead to pull up from three. Cougars now have it here. Their pass almost deflected from three. Cougars, no good. Rebound, Coppola. No one was there to box her out. Panthers now retain possession. And double dribble called against the Panthers. A vibrant Cougar bench enthralled by the call here. The Cougars will now get possession, leading 11-10. We've got under 2 minutes here in the first quarter, as it's again been a tightly knit, close contest.
Yeah, and I think Moore, she was looking to pass, but she saw her teammate sort of turn her back and decided to sort of grab onto the ball, and now that's going to be a travel on her.
It's interesting. She didn't make a pass she maybe should have made, and then made a pass she probably shouldn't have made. Kind of an interesting sequence there. Maybe that call from Lewis, trying to get her to pass a little more, got her head a little bit as the Panthers deflect a passing lane and are able to force that one out of bounds. But it was interesting to see that sequence there, because you very rarely see Lewis get involved like that, yelling, screaming. Very rarely see in basketball a player basically going, hey, me, screaming, I want the ball. Mohammed, what'd you notice there on that play?
Yeah, I mean, Moore was open on that play, but maybe Lewis thought it's a higher percentage if she shot it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, again, it's about shot selection. Can you justify the shot? Panthers, the Cougars missed a corner jump shot, rebounded by the Cougars. Their second chance putback attempt was a miss. A foul was called. They'll inbound from underneath the basket. Panthers tip the pass. They will be unable to recover it. It was a very smart defensive play by Lewis, who hustled and stayed with the ball the whole way, but the Cougars retained possession.
Yeah, just if she was a little bit faster, then she would have got that probably an easy layup too, but sadly she wasn't. Wait, hold up. Actually, the Panthers are going to retain the ball. Yeah,
they're ruling that the Panthers are not the last one to touch that basketball. A little bit tough to tell from our angle about where the baseline and where Lewis made contact with the basketball. She was racing to make contact. Kind of fortunate she didn't. Panthers will now get a chance to inbound on their side of the court. It'll be Lewis to inbound, guarded by Lions. Whistle called. There's a substitution. Subbing out is Davis. Coming in is the tall Jabring, who, now looking at Jabring, she is a little bit taller than Coppola. Might be the tallest player on the court here. Some substitutions for the Panthers as well. Coming in, number 3, Walker. Foul called against the Cougars.
Yeah, and Jabring, she already has 4 rebounds. She doesn't have a point on the scoreboard yet, but her impact is felt.
For sure, especially in a contest like this, extra possessions matter. Coppola receives the inbound from Coppola to Walker. Walker to Fowler. Fowler now has it, defended fiercely, way outside of her range at the perimeter. Fowler, runner, no good. Rebound by a cornucopia of Cougars. Jabring was the one who ultimately pulled it down. Lions guarded fiercely, picked off. Panthers have the advantage. Walker to Lewis. Lewis to Fowler. Her layup is no good. Coppola, second chance, rims out. Juggled, the rebound. Panthers retain. They'll have a third chance to put up points here. Under a minute in the first quarter. Falling floater, Belazar falls hard on the floor. And it's a travel call that'll actually be Cougar basketball. Tough fall from Belazar, though.
Yeah, and I think Belazar, her aggressive nature, she wanted to try to get in that paint real strong, and she didn't feel that contact that she was anticipating, and it sort of made her drop.
We'll talk about that possession a little bit more in between the quarters, because I found that one very interesting. But Cougars now have it. They're swinging around the perimeter, trying to find an alley to drive. Husky, her drive is nullified. It's not going to be a missed field goal. It'll be a foul. Coppola charged with the foul. It's again against Husky. The question of who will inbound for the Cougars. Husky will not be the one inbounding. The inbound to Lyons. Lyons swings it out. Jumper blocked by Coppola. No contact made on the basketball, but turned over. Cougars now have it. Shot clock turned off. Floater blocked. Panthers trying to generate some points here. 16 seconds, 15 seconds. Layup by Walker, it's good. Panthers take a 12-1 lead. 10 seconds on the clock to end the quarter. Lions taking it up slowly, sizing up her defender. Pass out, jumper from 3. No good. Rebound. And the quarter will end there with the Panthers taking a 12-1 lead in an exciting quarter. Don't go anywhere. Coming up next, the second quarter on here on OWWR, Old Westbury Web Radio. And we are back here on OWWR, Old Westbury Web Radio. Fowler was fouled in the third possession of the second quarter. The first possession was by the Panthers. They turned it over. Then the Cougars missed a jump shot. It was rebounded by the Panthers. Fowler converted her first of 2 free throw attempts. It is 13-11. And her second goes down. Fowler extends the Panther advantage to 3-point substitution for the Cougars. Number 4 subbing in for the Cougars. That is Shina Atchison subbing in again. That is for the Cougars. Cougars swinging the ball around right now. Metra to Lions. Lions gets it right back. Drive, floater, fouled on the jump shot. Lions will get 2 at the free throw line. She's been very involved as both a shot creator, shot taker, and assist, and big in the assist game as well. She's their leading point per game gal at 12.3 points per game. She'll shoot 2 from the free throw line.
Yeah, Lions, she's doing a really good job of being aggressive.
That she is. She's definitely been involved in this contest and leaving her fingerprint. Now, she has struggled with her shot efficiency on the season, but she is 1 for 1 from the three-point land, and she missed her first free throw, missed the second one. Ball knocked out of bounds. Possession will be ruled in favor of the Panthers. Fowler will likely be the one inbounding, based on the fact that she's the one over there. Who she'll inbound to, that more of a mystery. Fowler looking for an inbound target. Deep pass to Moore. Moore pushing the tempo. She's got the advantage. Signaling from McLeod. Pass is wild over her head. Ball rolling around. Will it roll to our side, Muhammad? No, it will not.
Yeah, and I think the Cougars, they subbed out Jabring, and you're seeing they're not getting as many second chance points as they were getting before.
Good point. That's a really good observation, actually. Jabring not on the floor. Yeah, you're right. The size advantage is a little more in the Panther favor. I will also note, I think the Panthers a little too pass-heavy there. Second opportunity where they've had the advantage and just a pass that didn't need to be there.
Yeah, I think just they were practicing their sort of 2v1s in practice, and I think just sometimes you got to wait to take that extra pass during the 2v1. You got to go in a little more, draw in that defender, and then when you really draw that defender all the way in, you get that pass to your open teammate.
Yeah, really good point. Again, it's about trying to win these 2v1s. The Panthers fouled the Cougars. First free throw attempt on this trip from Banfield was missed. The score remained 14-11. Banfield an opportunity to at least cut this lead to 2 for the Cougars. Second free throw attempt is good. It rolls in. Time called here. Substitution will be made. Whistles blown. Panthers substituting places on the court. Some air high fives. Coppola out. Belazar in. Panthers retaining some size. Getting Coppola some much needed rest in the first quarter.
Yeah, Coppola, their leading rebounder with 6, is going to sit down, and hopefully the Panthers keep up that trend of this game of just grabbing those rebounds.
The Panthers going to have to run this one up, get past the mid half court line. They do. Fowler, layup, no good, but doesn't matter. Foul called. She'll get a trip to the free throw line.
Yeah, Fowler, she is 0-7 from the field, but she has 2 free throws, and like I said before, I want the Panthers to play really aggressive, live at that free throw line, and that is what Fowler's doing right now.
Fowler fouled again, the second time in this quarter. Her first free throw of this trip, no good. 2 for 3 from the free throw line in this game. She's got an opportunity to at least make it a 3-point game. She missed her opportunity to make it a 2-possession game. Fowler with the headband on. Free throw up, and it's good. Rolls in. Panthers get a point from that trip as the Cougars pushing the tempo a little bit. Lions, the pass, mishandled. Racing is Walker. Walker recovers it. Panthers create the turnover. Fowler has it now. Fowler in the corner. Drive to the rim. Layup, no good. Up and under, wasn't able to go through.
Yeah, Fowler, she's just really struggling to try to get a bucket on the board. She has no field goals.
Felt like that one was an open shot attempt, too, as the Panthers pick off the Cougars again. But the Cougars pick it off. And they get the the field goal to go. Tough possession there for the Panthers. They generate the disruption in the passing lane, unable to keep the possession going.
Yeah, and just the lack of the awareness on that play just resulted in the Cougars closing that lead to one singular point.
Yep, good point, Muhammad, as Walker now has it for the Panthers. Walker dumped it off to Moore to McLeod. Easy layup, it's up and in. Panthers extend their lead to 3 points.
Yeah, and that was a great play off that pick and roll.
Easy points there for the Panthers. They convert the layup. It's 17-14, a little over 7 minutes here in the second quarter. Cougars, mid-ranger off the backboard, reminiscent of playoff P. Mid-range shot missed, but a foul called. Or no, a foul called that'll go against the Cougars for the Panthers. I mean, Muhammad, who can forget that way off P?
Yeah.
In the bubble. I think it was Mike Breen on the call, and that's what crowned it way off. Same shot there, not the distance, but the backboard recoil.
Yeah, and the Cougars, they haven't been really accurate on their jump shots after they started off initially hot.
Their 3-point thrashing of the Panthers has turned into an ice-cold stalemate. A whistle call blew. It'll be...
I think it was a 5-second violation.
Yep.
The Panthers, they just couldn't find an open man.
That's a tough turnover to have there if you're the Panthers. The Cougars will inbound from underneath their basket. Advantageous position here for the Cougars. Pass is picked off. Panthers turn an disadvantageous position into a good one. Walker fouled. She was losing possession, but the blow that seemed to loosen the ball and loosen her grip seemed to be the one that drew the foul. Big play for the Panthers.
Yeah, and Walker, she's going really strong in transition, and she's drawing these fouls, and the Panthers are finding themselves in good positions.
The Panthers now will have a chance to inbound from underneath the basket. They'll look for an opportunity to extend this to a 2-possession game. Moore's the one inbounding. She inbounds to Belazar, who turns it over. The Cougars gain possession. It's Merger who has it. Merger guarded by Fowler. Merger tossed it deep to Metra. Metra to Fowler, or to Metra to Merger. Merger swung it to Lyons, who swung it to Davis, who converted a mid-range jumper. It's 17-16. Panthers narrowly holding on to a lead here. Moore has it, looking for an open Panther. It's Walker. Nearly loses her dribble. Floater, it's good! Panthers make it 19-16.
Yeah, nice move by Walker right there, and she's slicing the defense right there and going in the paint, and she's able to extend this lead to 3.
Walked their defender down there as the Panthers almost create a turnover. Will they? Yes, they will. Walker trying to control her dribble, trying to make sure she doesn't turn this over, and travel called. I think Walker knew it, and I think you could tell. The second her foot moved, she stared straight at that ref. She knew.
And we knew, too. We had that right angle.
Yeah, right in front of us. Rarity for us. Usually these transgressions occur further away from us where it's a little more difficult to tell, even with my glasses on. Lions swung it out to her teammate Metra. And a 3-point foul, it might seem here, as a hard foul against Merger. She's on the ground, slow to get up. Panthers will head to their bench. Cougars concerned for their teammate who took a hard fall on the foul. It seemed to be while she was landing after the jumper.
Yeah, I think just Fowler, knowing that Medgar already has 2 3-point shots on the game, just wanted to be aggressive on that defense. Don't let her get no more open opportunities, and it looks like she was too aggressive.
We're happy to report that Lyons was able to get up and walk on her own will. It does not look like she will need an immediate substitution. She's tying her shoes. That's the only reason she's currently not on both her feet. So an encouraging sign for the Cougars. It's what you want to see. You don't want to see a player go down like that. Cougars seem to be mulling over the idea of subbing her out. She reluctantly pulled off the court. The Cougars will make a substitution here. It'll be Husky entering in for Medgar. A good sign that she's able to walk on her own and that she was contesting being taken out in the first place.
Yeah, and Medgar, she doesn't want to get out, but you can't play with those head injuries.
That and the lower body stuff, the timeout called by Medgar Evers. Now, it's interesting because it's likely that this will be that the Cougars will be rewarded with free throw shots. So it looks like Medgar will be able to take them, but I wonder what the situation would be if she was unable to take them at that moment.
Yeah, because, sometimes NBA rules, if you can't shoot your free throws, you're out for the game. So let's see if they play the same way.
One of the more infamous situations of that, Kobe Bryant tearing his Achilles, I believe, and still going back out there to shoot those 2 free throws. Klay Thompson, I believe, did a similar thing in the 2019 NBA Finals. Yep. Medgar will not have that moment, thankfully, because she didn't have that serious of an injury, but also because timeout wisely called just to get her some more rest.
Mm-hmm. And she was fouled on that 3-point shot, so she will be shooting 3 free throws.
Not what the Panthers want there, because the Panthers nursing a 3-point lead here. You don't want to be giving that away. You don't want to be giving away an opportunity to hold or give away your advantage as
at the line. The Cougars number 10,
Medgar's at the line, and she's shooting 33% from that free throw line, 2 of 6 on the season.
Interesting when someone's almost a better 3-point shooter than they are a free throw shooter. It's not rare. It is rare, but it's not unforeseen. This is a thing that can occur as the Panthers awaiting the results of these free throws. First one is swished in, nothing but net.
Yeah, and her form looked really good on those free throws. I think maybe the poor free throw percentage could be on the lack of them.
That's a good point. Small volume, sometimes more volatility in those sample sizes. Second free throw attempt is good. On the verge of completing a 3-point play, this would tie the game for the Cougars. It's 19-18, lower scoring affair here in the Clark Athletic Center. Medgar, 2 for 2 so far on this trip, looking to go a perfect 3 for 3. And she will. It rolls in. This game is tied.
Yeah, and the Panthers, they weren't able to extend that lead, and they allowed the Cougars to get right back into this one.
The closeout from Fowler to aggressive. Lyons got a trip to the free throw line. She converted all 3 of her attempts. Panthers will now take over with the game tied. Chance to get that lead right back. Walker doesn't use the screen from Belazar. Jumper, mid-range, no good, rimmed out. Open shot, good-looking shot, but didn't go in. Rebound by the Cougars. Lyons swings it out to Medgar, who converted 3 of her 3 free throws to tie it. Out to number 1, that is Metra. Jumper, Lyons, no good.
Yeah, Medgar, she should have hesitated on that 3-point shot right there. I think the Panthers would want her to hesitate as well.
Picked off, Cougars. Trying to find a way, they back-pocketed, essentially. Belazar, the throw is wild, but Cougars able to maintain it, and a foul called on the shot. Cougars have a chance to take the lead here. Mohammed, what are we seeing from the Panthers that are causing them to lose their momentum here?
Those turnovers, they already have 11, and they only had 2 a few minutes into that first quarter, and now they're seeing these turnovers start to stockpile.
Yeah, and I think when we look at where things are at with the Panthers, they need to try and find a way, as the first free throw attempt is converted. It's a lead for the Cougars, 20-19. To the line was Davis. Davis, one of the team's top point scorers, second in average points per game at 11.2. The second free throw missed, rebounded by Belazar, Cougars protesting a foul against number 1. That's Metra. Metra proclaiming that was not a foul, but that protest falls on deaf ears. Panthers are looking to inbound. It'll be Moore. Moore to Lewis. Lewis running it up the court. Trying to maintain, trying to get back into this game are the Panthers. They're down by 1. They had a lead. They've lost it since. Jumper, Moore, no good. Last touch by the Panthers. Cougars will take over.
Yeah, and it feels like Coppola is sort of a afterthought in this offense right now. She's not really seeing the ball a lot.
The Panthers, as you noted, haven't really gotten a lot of offense through Coppola. She's not been a very active name in the scoring sheet. Not a lot of individuals standing out. The Panthers have 6 of their 7 players who have recorded points. Cougars taking the ball up the court. It's Lyons with the possession, taking the ball up the court for the Cougars. She passes it off to Merger. Merger gets it right back after a quick pass to the corner. Back out to Metra. Metra to Lewis, to Lyons. Lyons, swing pass. The floater is no good. Rebounded by Metra, fouled. The crowd not happy with the foul. It's a late whistle. Shooting 2 will be Metra.
Yeah, and the Panthers, they keep fouling and fouling, and they were really good on not fouling and playing really good defense, just keeping their hands up earlier. And it feels like the story of this game, just a lot of stuff they were doing in that first quarter to get that lead, they started doing even worse on those ends.
Yeah, the Cougars now looking for an opportunity to hit their 6th free throw here with Metra at the line. Her first attempt on this trip is good. It's 21-19. She'll offer an opportunity to increase their lead to 22-19, which would be a 3-point advantage. Metra from the free throw line. It rims out. Rebounded by the Panthers. It's Coppola. Coppola dumped it off to Walker, who's taking the ball up the court. She gets past the half-court line in time. Lewis has it. Lewis back out to Walker. Walker driving, layup, foul called. The fact that she missed, not relevant. Panthers with a chance to tie here on this trip to the free throw line.
Yeah, Walker, she's playing aggressive, and she's still perfect on the game, 2 of 2, because every time she misses, a Cougar player fouls her.
Right now we're seeing Walker take 2, a pair of free throws, a chance to tie it, 3:47 in the second quarter. Walker dribbles. First free throw is no good. Kind of tell, as it was getting there, a little too strong. Hit off the back iron. Panthers will have to settle for at least 1, hoping for 1.
Here you go, partner. Hey, my pleasure. Anytime.
A very polite pair of refs there.
Yeah.
Very cordial, very friendly. Love that. As the Panthers anxiously await Coppola way back to defend if the Cougars on a rebound. They are. Coppola's gambit to be back there, a smart one. Cougars layup, no good. Rebound Coppola. And possession remains on the Cougars, on the Panthers side. They almost lost it there, but they ruled that the ball is knocked out of bounds by the Cougars. Panthers will inbound. It will be Lewis specifically inbounding. Coppola loose, but doesn't hand it there. She hands it to Walker instead. Walker met by 2. Lewis now has it. She'll have it a little bit of an advantage. She got past her defender. She's driving. Layup. No good, but she rebounds her own miss. A legal rebound, might I add. Walker loses it off her foot, it seems, but no kickball called. Walker fouled on the drive. Both refs confirm that, or there are 3 refs, excuse me. 2 of the 3 confirm contact made. It'll be a foul against Metra. Walker, who missed both of her free throws in her most recent trip, an opportunity to make up for it here in this trip.
Yeah, Walker, she is doing really good at being aggressive and getting those layups to go in, but she is struggling at that free throw line.
Walker's struggles continue. She misses her 3rd consecutive free throw of the quarter. Walker looking for an opportunity to at least get 1 in these 2 trips to the free throw line. Walker. Dribbling. Dribbles again. The free throw is no good. Feels like I'm a golf announcer there. Belazar rebounds, though. Tough board. Fighting through contact. Her pass picked off by the Cougars. Lions racing up the court. Possession lost. Last contact. Waiting. It looks like the Cougars made last contact, and it'll be Panther basketball. A really strong set of defensive possessions for the Panthers there.
Yeah, but they just can't seem to convert it to points. Even when Walker gets fouled, she can't even get a free throw to drop.
0 for 4 is definitely a stat that hurts right now for the Panthers. Walker has it currently knocked out of bounds by the Cougars, specifically by Atchison. As Lewis will inbound to Coppola. Coppola has it knocked away. Backcourt violation.
Yeah.
Cougars get possession.
And the Panthers, they seem to be making every single mistake in the book. They just can't find a way to try to dig into that lead that the Cougars have.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the Cougars try and take advantage here. They've had a lot of strong defensive possessions as well. Deep pass around the perimeter. You kind of rarely see like a cross-court pass. Picked off almost by the Panthers. Instead of tip pass there, knocked out of bounds. Shot clock at 9. So Panthers will have a good opportunity here because the Cougars have to inbound and get a shot off with 9 seconds left. Lions from 3, wide open. No good. Rebound. All alone, it seems. Oh, never mind. Lewis was immediately slowed and oh no! A foul called against the Panthers, a violation. It'll be a turnover for the Panthers. Tough break there, Muhammad. That's a tough one for the Panthers.
Yeah, they're pushing it in transition a lot and trying to get that easy layup in, but every time they get it, the Cougars seem to find them on the defensive side.
Yeah, the transition points, as you noted, have not been there. Panthers looking for the opportunity, and they do. A ball hit off the head of Jabring. She's slow to move. She's staying behind the half-court line. McLeod gets the easy layup to take advantage. But timeout almost certainly called. Jabring, that is a concerning injury because her immediate reaction was slow to move, not engaged in the play.
Yeah, and just like once you see that, the coach, you gotta try to talk to your players, see if she's okay.
The troubling thing there was since the Panthers had possession, the coach could not call timeout and stop the play. You could only use an injury timeout. This is at both the professional and the amateur levels. You could only use a timeout if you have possession. So the Cougars were unable to call timeout and get Jabring back on the court. Jabring subbed out, which makes sense considering her slowness to get back on defense. Lions currently has it. Lions gets it back again. Jumper, no good. Rebound. Panthers, Belazar has it. Tough board. Trying to shake away from multiple Cougars. Can she? Will she? Possession ruled for. The Panthers will keep possession here.
Yeah, and the Panthers, every time they're sort of getting these rebounds, they're staying stagnant, and it's allowing the Cougars to try to grab that ball and force jump balls.
I'd like to correct myself here. The Cougars have possession there. Inbound is successful. 18 left in the shot clock. 1:39 left in this quarter. Shot is blocked by the Panthers. Rebound. Ball goes out of bounds. Possession Panthers tied at 21 here. Panthers an opportunity to take a lead.
Yeah, and like I was saying, those jump balls being forced on the Panthers because they're staying too still once they get those rebounds, and it's probably because they want to try to limit those turnovers that happen when they dribble as soon as they get a rebound, but you just can't stay still.
Layup. Lewis, it's good! Panthers take a 23-21 lead. Big buckets there from the Panthers, and now the Cougars will have to respond here, trailing by 2.
Yeah, and the Cougars, some sort of miscommunication right there, and they left Lewis open for that layup right there.
As the Cougars, their three-pointer, no good, rebound. Moore, rushing the tempo, Moore to Walker. Walker, the lay, it's good! Count it, 25-21 here, under a minute to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, Walker, like she's been doing the whole entire game, just pushing the ball in transition, and she saw herself with an easy opportunity right there.
Picked! Panthers all alone is Belazar! And it's tipped away. Hustle play by Lyons, who's screaming at her teammate to get involved in the play. Panthers will retain possession with 41.8. Medgar Evers, their sideline, very displeased with either officiating or their own team.
Yeah, and Belazar right there, she's sort of slowed down a little just to ensure she made that layup, and it got picked off.
As the inbound layup is no good, deflected off the hands of the Cougars. The Panthers will inbound. Moore will be the one inbounding, it seems, given the fact that she's, well, at the inbound spot.
Yep.
Guarded by fellow number 2, that's Lyons. Calling for it is Walker. Walker to Moore. Moore. Coppola nearly had it picked off. Moore. Walker. Walker. To Lewis. Lewis. Layup. No good. A lot of contact. No foul. Shot clock turned off. Cougars can certainly make this the final possession of the second quarter. Picked by Coppola. A pass from Lyons. Panthers will slow it down here. Moore. Dribbling. Sizing up her defender. Trying to get by. Lewis now has it. 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Lewis, 2 seconds, 1 second. Floater, rims out. The quarter will end 25-21. The half will end 25-21. Don't go anywhere. Coming up next on OWWR is our half game show. An incredible sequence in the first half. Be back for more. And we are live here at the Clark Athletic Center. The SUNY Old Westbury Panthers, a 25-21 point advantage. The second quarter had been a struggle for them on the offensive side of things, but they got things going. They closed out the second half, the first half strong, and they hold the lead as they'll go into the second half. Mohammed, what have you seen early on in this contest?
I'm just seeing that the Panthers, they already have 30 rebounds just in this first half, and that's really good for a team that only averages 40 rebounds. So they're on pace to sort of 1.5 times their average.
One thing you mentioned when it came to the pregame show, as the music goes off here, and I think everyone can hear me, the Panthers have done a really good job rebounding the basketball, as you've noted, and every single player who has registered a minute for the Panthers has scored. No one who has touched the court hasn't scored. It's everybody eats good. E-G. Everybody eats good. No, E-E-G. All right, everybody's got to eat. E-G-E. There we go. Everybody's got to eat. That's the Panther mentality. Hasn't been efficient. Hasn't always been pretty, but it's worked out.
Yeah, you could just see that their offense, even though it started off a little iffy, it got a lot better in the second quarter as they only shot 12 shots in that second quarter, but they made 5 of them, and they were just a lot more efficient than they were in that first quarter, where they went 5 of 19, almost 26%.
And it's so funny how this game has gone because it is a defensive slugfest. We can recall back to the Panthers' first game of the season when they had to win a tough one. They couldn't shoot. The other team couldn't shoot. They couldn't knock down their shots, but they kept taking punches, keep slugging. One of those games where it's, if you want to compare it to a boxing match, it's not a game where you win by knockout. It's a game that you win by decision. Your face is bloodied. They can't see out of their left eye, but the judges rule that you are the winner. That's this kind of contest. It's what it's been all game. The Panthers, 10 bench points. Medgar Evers, 3 bench points. Very impressive for the Panthers considering they got 7 players. They're shorthanded. They don't got anybody. They don't have anybody. Some people are going to be asked to play a lot of basketball today, but we have seen a lot of turnovers. 14 on both sides. 14 on both sides. We have 28 total turnovers in this game. Mohammed, how can the Panthers clean that up?
The Panthers, they're making really telegraph passes, like the most obvious passes where they're just really easy for the Cougars to anticipate where that ball is going. So maybe if you don't want to make those telegraph passes, just have the ball in one person's hand who's able to make those decisive, fast, quick-witted passes. But if you're not able to do that, just pass it.
And one other thing you note when you talked about passing it, because you just want the possession, right? You just want at least the field goal off. Even if you do not end up getting the field goal attempt to convert, just getting a shot off is more productive than a wasted possession. Wasted possessions are how you lose big games and how you see another team go on runs. Let's look at points off turnovers. Medgar Evers, 12 points off turnovers. For the Panthers, only 3. So when the Panthers give up the basketball, Medgar Evers, the Cougars, they're able to convert and score there. So that is important, I think, as well here. Field goal attempts, Medgar Evers, 34. Panthers, 31. Panthers are shooting 32% from the field. Medgar Evers shooting 17% from the field. The attempt differential is why this game's close. Is that fair to say, Mohammed?
Yeah, and I would say also that three-pointers in the second quarter, a big reason why the Cougars were up in that first quarter was their ability to make that three-point shot, and they shot 10 of them in that first quarter. And as you see in that second quarter, they only shot 1 three-pointer.
And it was a miss?
Yep.
It'll be interesting to see if the Panthers start bringing the three-point ball into the equation. They've only shot 5. Medgar Evers is not a three-point shooting team. That is not even an efficiency. Let's not talk about their efficiency. They're shooting 15.3%. I don't know if this is. Don't take my advice on this. That might be a legal blood alcohol content level to drive with. That is a low three-point percentage. And they're only averaging, I think, 1.5 threes per game. They're averaging under, they're not averaging a lot of threes a game. So Panthers, they've got to find a way. Now, it's good that they're shooting three-pointers for the Panthers, that being the Cougars, but the Panthers are going to have to find a way to either A, get more three-pointers up, or B, hit some of them, because they've gone over 5, none of their points from three-point land. Mohammed, just from your experience watching basketball, watching the women's team, watching the men's team as well, how can you get that three-point shot going? Is that a confidence thing? Is it is that an adjustment you can make in game? What's your read on that?
I feel like maybe that was an adjustment on the OWWR end. I feel like maybe it was in their game plan a little, just to let them shoot, because they're a poor three-point shooting team, and the Cougars started making them. So I think the Panthers adjusted and decided, let me not give up any more open three-point shots. And as you see, the Cougars only attempted 1. So I think that's a good job by the Panthers. But if the Cougars want to try to get up more shots, I think don't hesitate. I saw Medgar. She made 2 three-point shots in that first quarter, and coming into that second quarter, she started hesitating on those three-pointers, and as you see, her team wasn't able to get any in that second quarter. So don't hesitate on those threes. Shoot it with confidence.
I think confidence is such a good thing that you mentioned, because confidence, it seeps into everything. Body language, see some of the defensive possessions from the Cougars in that second half. Down the stretch, Lyons is screaming at her teammates, hey, get on here, get over here, get over here, get over here. Get involved in the play. We've seen the Cougars give up on some of those plays, and the Panthers constantly on the prowl in the passing lanes. They have been like a. You ever go out on a hot day and you're swatting flies?
Yeah.
And you're like, there's one on your forehead, you feel them in your hair, you're like, get them all off me. That's what the Panthers have been in those passing lanes. They just can't fully shake them off. So, Mohammed, how important is it for them to keep that intensity and that energy up in this contest?
Yeah, just the Cougars and the Panthers on both ends. We knew coming into this game that both teams were turnover prone, and both teams have a lot of steals. The Panthers, they have 11 steals, and the Cougars, they have 8. So both teams are playing exactly how we envisioned coming into this game. And if you want to win this game, you have to try to cut down on that. And both teams haven't done a really good job of that, but the Panthers still find themselves in the lead. So let's see whichever team can try to adjust after this halftime break.
Yeah, good point on the turnovers. Look, that's not going to stop. They can try and limit it, but it's not going to stop. Look, they're both bakers. They both have these pastries and these turnovers. They're giving out like candy. I don't know if have you ever had a turnover?
No.
You said get them. I do not want people to judge me for this. Arby's has some good turnovers. I know everyone makes fun of Arby's, but I swear by their turnovers. They're actually pretty good. They're good. They're solid. It's been about a decade since I've had one, so I could be wrong nowadays. Don't quote me, but I like them. Anywho, as we're about 5 minutes away from this quarter starting. Mohammed, one thing the Panthers have done well, one thing the Panthers have done poorly that they need to adjust. So give them their props, and then talk about something you want them to improve on this second half.
I think the Panthers are doing a really good job of just going in transition and sort of trying to get in that paint and try to get those free layups in. But I think something they really need to adjust in is just keeping your hands up. The Cougars, they're not really playing in a way where you need to foul them. If you just simply put your hands up and maybe jump straight up, you might get a lot of defensive stops, but the Panthers are just making it hard on themselves and just sort of fouling for no reason.
Yeah, and I fully agree. I mean, some of the fouls, the recklessness on the fouls, it's funny. We talked about this with Christian in our most recent broadcast, how the men's team, they weren't just aggressive, they were reckless. Disciplined aggression is important, but it also feels like the Panthers on the offensive side of the ball aren't aggressive enough. I almost wish if you could take some of the aggression from your defensive end and apply it to the offensive end, that's the balance. Because offensively, and this is kind of my thing they need to improve, passing out of some open layups, right? Where we don't need the third pass. You don't need the extra pass. Go take it yourself. I'm not saying you got to go out there and play like you think you're LeBron James, but hey, you got the rock. There's no one next to you. Think you're LeBron James. Go take that thing up. You don't need the extra pass. You don't need the assist. The right basketball play sometimes is just taking it up. We talk about in basketball, oh, he's just trying to look for the right basketball play, and it's the right play is to pass out. There's an open man or an open woman, whoever it may be. In this scenario, the Panthers are passing up scoring opportunities. The thing they've done well, I already mentioned this earlier, but energy. They are on these Cougars. They're on them. They're on them. They're relentless. They are ferocious. They are, to an extent, they're annoying. They're annoying. I mean, if I was trying to pass inbound, do whatever it is, every single time they have a throw up, picked off. I feel like I'm watching a football game with a crappy quarterback. Now, as we've got a little over 2 minutes here in the halftime show, Panthers again leading 25-21. Panthers looking for their second win of the season. So are the Cougars. Cougars in the middle of a one-game losing streak. They lost 7 straight, won their second most recent matchup. Panthers looking to snap 7 straight. We'll see if that happens coming up right here on OWWR, Old Westbury Web Radio. And halftime, you see the buzzer, you hear the buzzer there, you don't see it, you hear it. That means we've got basketball back here in the Clark Athletic Center. Panthers already on the court, ready to go. Based on the 5 on the court, and it would be really weird if you put 5 players out there and that's not your lineup to start the half, but whatever. Moore, Lewis, Fowler, Belazar, and Coppola. It's the same 5 to open from last time. Moore will be responsible for inbounding. Moore waiting on the ref's call and, more importantly, on the Cougars to get back on the court. The Cougars trailing 25-21. The Panthers hoping to add on to that advantage. A 2-possession game. Lewis gets free immediately. Inbound to Lewis. Back out to Moore. Moore to Fowler. Fowler blocked. Rebound by the Cougars. Her drive to the basket denied as the Cougars getting the opportunity after the strong defensive play. Lyons swings it out. 3-pointer. No good. Rebound. Fought for and recovered by Belazar. Outlet pass to Moore. Moore now has it. Belazar checking her wrist for some contact, seeing if any additional care will be needed there. But she's tough. Just sprints back out there. Lewis to Fowler. Fowler to Belazar. Floater. Not close. Air ball. Coppola saves it, but just to hand it over to the Cougars. Just saves the Cougars from having inbound. A polite play from Coppola. Lyons will take it up the court. Lyons out to Merger. Merger to Metra. Metra to Merger. Merger closely guarded at the perimeter. An adjustment after her 3-point barrage to start the game. And from 3, it's a miss from Metra. Rebound. And the second chance opportunity for the Cougars goes through. That's Drabring who picked up the layup. Moore to Fowler. Fowler struggled from the field tonight. Fowler driving, layup, no good. Struggles continue.
Yeah, Fowler is she's sort of really only looking for herself right now, not for her teammates, and she's 0-9 on this game.
She wants that goose egg off the field goal column gone more than anybody else, but as you alluded to, when you're cold, sometimes you got to let yourself defrost a little bit, let somebody else get involved. Deep pass across the perimeter. Long ranging shot. Rebound is mishandled by the Cougars, but they got the rebound to go. Second chance opportunity for Metro. Layup is good. It's tied at 25. Panthers call a quick timeout.
Yeah, and the Panthers, they're not boxing out on those rebounds, and they've already given up a couple of offensive rebounds just 2 minutes into this game.
Cougars have come out swinging here in the third quarter. The Cougars, I mean. Cougars have done an incredible job, as you mentioned, on the boards. They've been aggressive, physical. They're doing a great job here to start the third quarter. It's 25-25 here in the Clark Athletic Center. Panthers trying to come out of the timeout with some semblance of energy because it's been a slow one to start 2 minutes in. Granted, 2 minutes, small sample size. Panthers will get a chance.
Yeah, and the Cougars, they've already got up three-point attempts, and they only attempted one in that second quarter, so maybe they're trying to replicate that first quarter where they went 3 of 10 from three-point range.
Yeah, it's good observation that the Cougars a little more aggressive from three-point land. Moore, pass almost picked off, but Lewis shakes free, up and under, denied by the Cougars. Rebound, Metra. Metra passes out to Lyons. Lyons slows the tempo, takes the ball up the court, met by Moore. Slicing, dicing through the Panther defense. Rebound picked up by Jabring, and the putback, it's good. Cougars have gone on a 6-point spree, and the Panthers now trail here 27-25.
Yeah, and Jabring was really quiet in that first half.
And the pass from the Panthers picked. Hustle play by Lions to keep it alive. Panthers seemed a little bit out of sorts there. They've seemed out of sorts all second half. Swing pass, perimeter, mid-range, no good, but rebound, Jabring. Her put back is no good. Hustle. Ball is knocked out of bounds, ruled to stay Cougar basketball. The Cougars, their bench, wild right now, very excited, very much in it. Panthers trying to stop the Cougars from crushing them in the second half.
Yeah, and the Panthers, 3 minutes into this game, they've still yet to score.
Not a strong start, not the start you were looking for if you're the Panthers. Inbound, mid-range, pull up, no good. Rebound, Belazar to Fowler, Fowler to Lewis. Lewis will have to slow things down if she doesn't find a lane because she's outnumbered here. And she does, pulls back a little bit. Fowler to Belazar fighting through, muscling through. Moore has it. Moore all alone. Belazar met by multiple defenders. Travel called on Belazar. She's frustrated. Hand over her head, pulls away quickly, running, jogging back to get back on defense. Panthers' frustration is consuming them here in the second half. Clark Athletic Center has gone quiet.
Yeah, and it just feels like she might be too into her head right now as she's hesitating a lot.
And some of the contact from early in the game might be catching up to her. As Belazar picks it off, she falls on the basketball. Will she retain possession? I don't know how the rulings work potentially for these jump balls, but Mohammed, I have no idea how that ball is ruled for the Cougars. Belazar's on the basketball.
Yeah, I think they just might rotate it. One time Cougars get the ball, next time Panthers get the ball.
Well, I will leave my opinions on the rules for not this conversation. I have a radio show to talk about sports. I can do that there. Panthers will wait for the inbound from the Cougars. This is not on the officiating, by the way. If it's the rules, it's the rules. You call the rules as they are. Mm-hmm. As the Cougars, the Lions will inbound. Passes picked almost, but tipped into the hands of Lions. Lions to Merger almost lost the handle there. Three-pointer blocked, or at least deflected in some regard because a foul called now against the Cougars. That ball clearly wasn't close. Had to get a hand on it.
Yeah, and the Panthers are just a lot more aggressive on these jump shots. They're not letting the Cougars get their game off.
Good point there, as it'll be Lewis taking it up. Lewis to Capola. Capola all alone, doesn't take the shot. Almost has her pass picked off. Fowler trying to use the confusion there to get a layup, but it doesn't go. She swung it out to Moore, who swung it out to Lewis, who took a deep three, missed the three-pointer. The ball rolled out of bounds, last touched by the Cougars. Panthers will have to inbound here from underneath their basket with a chance to try and tie it. They have not scored in the second half. We're nearly 4 minutes in. Fowler has it, driving, layup, floater, it's good, and one all-offensive foul called. Fowler, irate. What could have been her first bucket of the game, what could have been the Panthers' first bucket in the second half, instead, an offensive foul.
Yeah, and I think that just great anticipation by that Cougars player just to know that she's going to be really aggressive as soon as she got the ball.
Great point there, and Muhammad, I mean, that frustration was real. She jumped up like if somebody robbed something from her. Well, maybe she feels like the points were robbed from her, but a good floater, hey, it might be good for the confidence, but it's been one of those nights for Fowler. Even when she scores, she doesn't actually score.
Yep, and she picks up her 4th personal foul on that play. One more, and she's out, so she's going to hit the bench, and she's going to get replaced by Walker.
Tough way for that run to end for the Panthers. Coppola guarding closely on Davis. Passes nearly picked off. Panthers, Jabring, her floater, it's no good. Rebound juggled around. Davis puts it up. Rebound, Cougars, Lions, put up, it's good, and one. Lions, emphatic after the chance for a 3-point play.
Yeah, and the Cougars just offensive rebound after offensive rebound on that play, just not giving up, and as soon as they get fouled, they make it.
Yeah, again, Lions has been kind of the almost the conductor here of this symphony for the Cougars. The Cougars on a run here. They've scored 8 consecutive, looking to make it 9. Free throw is up. It's good. Off the back iron and in. Cougars 5-point lead. Their largest since the first quarter. Panthers will have to respond.
And the Panthers, they still have yet to score almost 5 minutes into this game.
As the pass off the leg of Lewis, but she was able to keep it in front of her. Walker subbed in for Fowler, as Muhammad noted. Lewis trying to get something going. She's fouled. Metra not happy with the foul call. It will not be a shooting foul, so the Panthers will simply inbound. It'll be Lewis inbounding. 5:16 here in the third quarter. Panthers trailing by 5. They've trailed by 4 to start. They've given up 9 consecutive points. They have not scored in this second quarter.
Yeah, I think they have to try to run more plays, maybe set some pick and rolls, because those are easy ways to score, but right now they're just simply passing the ball to each other.
Yeah, and Moore from 3. It's good! Big three-pointer from the Panthers. A loud response from Moore, and they make it a one-possession game.
Yeah, and the Panthers, they made it a really big point not to attempt any 3-point shots in that second quarter, and they won that quarter by a lot.
First 3-point make for the Panthers. The pull-up mid-range shot missed, but rebound. Travel called for the Cougars. They rebounded it. Davis, confused, unapproving of the call. Hands still out in disapproval and in protest, but as we've noted before, the refs seem to not really respond to the hands of protest. Moore getting ready to inbound. She does to Lewis. Moore taking the ball up the court. She just hit a big 3-pointer. Panthers' first points of the quarter and of the half. And first points from three-point land. A lot of firsts. Panthers swinging the ball around. Almost mishandled. Panthers still retain possession. It's in Moore's hands. Belazar left alone. And she's called for the travel. She almost pulled up, but she sensed the contact behind her and hesitated. Muhammad, you talked about confidence there. Do you feel like that's a confidence play, like, hey, just go and get it, or what do you think happened there?
Yeah, I just think seeing that defender just sort of spooked her a little, and she didn't really know what to do, and she wasn't fully confident in her shot, and we see that saw in that travel.
3-pointer, it's good! And the foul! A foul called against the Panthers. Or no, not a foul called. Whistle was blown. 3-pointer. The whistle might have been to signify that it was 3, as I called initially. 3-point play for the Cougars. It'll be 33-29. Lewis, drive. Don't count the basket. Foul called. It'll go against the Cougars. It's a blocking foul.
Yeah, and it felt like Lewis stayed in continuation, but they're not going to count the point right there.
Substitutions coming in for the Panthers. McLeod among the substitutions, coming out as Bellazer has been battered and bruised all contest.
Yeah, and Jabring is also going to see herself out, and she's been giving a lot of troubles to the Panthers, so let's see if the Panthers can sort of retaliate and tie this game up.
Yeah, the Panthers will now have a little bit of a, not a size advantage, but just less of a size deficit is a good way to put it.
Yep.
All alone is Walker, her three-pointer, no good from the corner. Rebound, McLeod, immediate impact, throws it away though. Can it be saved? It cannot. Cougars pick up the tip back in from Lewis. Merger looking for someone. Oh, nearly picked. Coppola smothering her defender, disrupting the passing lane. Layup is no good. Rebound, Cougars. Cougars will maintain possession. Gunter currently has it. Gunter alongside Bamfield. Sharing the court with Lyons as well. Coppola tipped the pass. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Merger hurries the three. It's good! 36-28. Red hot are the Cougars. They've exploded here in the second half.
Yeah, Merger, she's just on fire from deep, and she has 4 of the Cougars' 5 three-pointers on this game.
Walker, no good on the response. Lewis, drive, pull up, no good. Rebound, Coppola, mishandled, handled by the Cougars. Cougars on a big run here. They're up by 8. Lions, dish, easy layup that rims in, rolls in, kind of the flush. 10-point advantage for the Cougars. This game getting away from the Panthers.
Yeah, and they've only scored 3 points and almost 8 minutes of game time, and nobody can win a game.
Pass is picked off. Numbers, advantage, Cougars. The pass. Layup is airballed, completely foul on the shot. A chance for 2. Cougars bench going wild. Panthers might trail by up to 12 after this trip to the charity stripe.
Yeah, and the Cougars, they're just on an insane run right now, and the Panthers haven't done really anything to make it more difficult for them.
It's an unfortunate situation for the Panthers where they were playing so well in the first half. They led by 4, and they've been outscored by 14 points in 8 minutes in the third quarter. Not what you want if you're the Panthers. This is what you want if you're the Cougars.
Yeah,
Gunter.
Merger.
Yeah.
She really changed the tide of this game.
As Gunter misses her first free throw, but as you mentioned, Merger, I mean, I can't tell if that's Steph Curry or if that's a shooting guard on the Cougars. She's pulled up. She's instilled fear into the soul of her opponent. The second free throw good. Cougars extend their lead to 11. A disheartening third quarter for the Panthers. If you're tuning in here on OWWR Old Westbury Web Radio, 2:20 left on the shot clock, on the game clock in the third quarter. 39-28, the Cougars lead. Walker has it right now. Walker out to Moore to Fowler. Fowler, dangerous pass to McLeod. Is she fouled before the shot was off? She was.
But will they count the bucket? Is the question.
It seems the bucket will not count. The whistle was blown before she went up. The refs emphatically signaling to the Cougars that they can now make their substitution. Gotta love a vocal ref, a ref who makes their presence known. I'd like to know when it's time for me to, as I quote, go, 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 and get into the game.
Yep.
Panthers. Oh, wait, they will have a trip to the charity stripe, but just won't count the basket. That's the situation here. Bellazer lost her perfect free throw record here. I won't mention how that occurred. Bellazer looking for 2 here to try and cut this game into a single-digit deficit. First free throw is good. Panthers now trail 39-29.
Yeah, the Panthers, they've been really quiet in this third quarter. Their least scoring quarter of this game.
Coppola with the rebound. Passes out to Belazar, but she loses it. Cougars have it. Walker was back there, so they won't have an easy transition attempt from the field. Surveying the field is the Cougars. The Cougars had their shot rebounded. They picked up the second chance points, too. That's Bamfield who put it back up. It's 41-29, a 12-point advantage for the Cougars, their largest lead of the evening.
Yeah, and Bamfield, she was sort of turned around away from the bucket, and she still got it to drop in. It just feels like the Cougars are making everything.
And almost picked off. Coppola from 3. No good. Off the backboard. This pace of this tempo, the Cougars have snatched momentum. The defense chants that you might have heard here were not coming from the Panther cheerleaders or from the home crowd. It was coming from the Cougar bench. They are loud, they are proud, and the Cougars pick up the rebound on their own miss. Coppola rebounds a second chance opportunity. 56 seconds here in the game clock. In the third quarter, Fowler, who's in some foul trouble, passes it out to Walker. Walker misses her deep 3. And a foul called against the Panthers. 46 seconds left in the game in this third quarter.
Yeah, and if the Panthers want to win this game, they have to start doing it right now. You know, as soon as you get into that fourth quarter territory, that's when things start to get real scary. They got 46 seconds to sort of chip into this lead.
Yeah, the Panthers have not shot efficiently from the field at all. They've shot 26.2%, 10% from 3, 42.9% from the free throw line. It has been that kind of night, but the Panthers pick off a pass from the Cougars. Walker nearly picked off herself. Fowler slows it down here. Floater, no good. Goose egg still there on the field goal column for Fowler. 0 for 10 on the evening. Shot clock turned off. Cougars can make this the final possession of the third quarter.
Yeah, and if I'm the Cougars, I'm just looking to score, because why wait to score if the Panthers are already struggling on the offensive end?
The floater, it's good. They took Muhammad's advice to heart, and it's 43-29. Panthers trailing big here. They'll need a comeback. We'll be right back after a quick break right here on OWWR, Old Westbury Web Radio. And we are back here on OWWR. Coppola's shot here as the Panthers had the first possession. Shot was no good for Coppola. Cougars rebounded it. Gunter take the ball up the court. Davis, mid-range, pull up, no good. Coppola has it. Coppola to Lewis. Lewis to Moore. Moore slowing the tempo as the Panthers trail by 14, their largest deficit of the evening. Lewis, floater, no good. She surrendered the opportunity to take an open 3, and Coppola's rebound and putback was no good. Quiet night for Coppola. Quiet night for the offense.
Yeah, and if the Panthers want to try to get back into this one, they have to find a way to score, be it from that free throw line, that three-point line. Got to pick one.
The shoulder roll celebration from Bamfield after she hits the mid-range jumper. It's been a silent night for the Panther offense, but it's not been a holy night if you're a basketball god. You've watched inefficient shot selection, poor shot selection, inefficient shooting, and a lot of turnovers like that one. Cougars pick it off. Disdain, a hat thrown in the Panther crowd on the floor. The Panther faithful not happy with the performance tonight. Davis at the corner. The Cougars had it turned over, but the Panthers turned it over on the turnover. Turnoverception, floater from Bamfield.
And Bamfield, she had a pretty quiet game in that first half, and now she has 5 buckets back to back.
The Panthers trailing by 18 picked. Cougars looking to make it a 20-point contest. Davis, too easy. Layup, no good. Floater, second chance, yes, for Davis. 49-29 with under 8 minutes to play. Multiple people in the bleachers for the Panthers completely dissatisfied. A lot of disheartened Panther fans, a lot of disheartened Panthers on the court. Fowler, floater, no good. Rebound, Cougars. The run continues.
Yeah, and it feels like Fowler just not making the best decisions right now.
As that pass, an unwise decision from the Cougars, way over the head of Davis, who is tall, Might have been able to get there if the pass was a little bit shorter. I'll let you know right now, Muhammad. I was not reaching that pass. No shot. I think you can get up there. You jump? You're vertical?
A little bit.
Yeah, you get up there. I can't get up there. Lewis taking the ball up the court for the Panthers. 7.5 minutes here to go in the fourth quarter. This game a 20-point advantage for the Cougars. It's went from close to bad to ugly in a hurry.
Yeah, and it just feels like the Panthers don't really have an identity on the offensive end of things. They don't know how to score in any way.
It's reflected in the shooting splits. Fowler from three, no good. Fowler having a no field goal night right now. Belazar tries to end the shooting drought, but her putback was no good. Cougars will take it up the court.
Yeah, and Belazar, even when she gets that bump right there and gets an open layup, she still can't get it to drop.
The three-pointer by Merger missed, but some intense defense almost, and she does steal it away. What a play by Merger. Her pass, Davis from three, no good. Rebound, not going to be picked up by the Cougars, but I've got to say, very impressive effort, because if you see Gunter, she slams the wall after not getting a steal, up by 20 with 6:30 left in the quarter. I mean, that's impressive effort.
Yeah, and that's probably why they're winning. They're playing up 20 with more effort than the Panthers.
Yeah, the Panthers kind of slow to action, haven't been able to respond. Capola's jumper, it's good. The Panther faithful, there are some very active members in the crowd. I think they're trying to mimic the shoulder roll that Bamfield did. Three-pointer, no good. Rebound by Belazar. I will say the shoulder roll is kind of tough. What are your thoughts on that timeout called by somebody? It was by the Panthers.
Yeah.
But I'm a believer in the shoulder roll. A little like, a little calm, you know?
Yeah, and hopefully it sort of wakes up those Panther players as well as their coach calls a timeout, and I don't know, maybe he doesn't like the intensity they're playing with right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean, the situation we're seeing with right now with the Panthers is that they're just not getting it going offensively. They haven't been able to get it going all game, especially in that second half. And look, in the first half, they weren't scoring, but the other team wasn't scoring. The Cougars didn't have anything going for them. That's not the case here right now. Not the case. Not the case. The Cougars have been able to score. Now, granted, efficiency is still terrible, but this is gonna shock you. 68 field goal attempts for the Cougars, 50 for the Panthers. That's the game, right? That's the game. That's the ball game. When no one can shoot, so who gets the most shots, right? Points off turnovers, 30 for the Cougars, 30.
Yeah, and just in that first half, I also noticed that they only had 2 points in the paint, which is probably a big reason why they found themselves down 4 points in that first half. And now they have 22 points in the paint, so they got 20 points in a quarter and a half.
And we've got another concerning stat here. The Panthers at 25 turnovers. They've got 31 points. They're probably not going to have it happen, but it's not out of the realm of the possibility for more turnovers than points in this contest for the Panthers. They've got to clean it up. Fowler has it currently. Capola to Moore from three. No good. Rebound. Panthers. It was Belazar who picked up the rebound. Moore. Drive. Layup. Floater. No good. Rebound. Cougars. Jabring was the one with the rebound.
Yeah, Fowler, she didn't shoot that open three-pointer, and her team ended up with a much harder shot. So maybe she needs to just take those open shots and see the game expand.
Jabring's attempt to rebound off her fingertips. Her and Capola were in a little bit of a scramble, a little bit of a fight for it. Picked off. Panthers have it. Or the inbound, was from the Panthers. It was not a pickoff. Fowler has it now. Moore. Three-pointer from Lewis. No good. Rebound snatched by the Cougars. Belazar takes a hard fall. We'll keep an eye on whether she's moving gingerly, but not that gingerly. The layup from the Cougars, no good. Rebounded by the Panthers. Belazar actually, I think, picked up the rebound there.
Yep, she was the last one up, and she somehow got herself that rebound right there.
I've got to say, we can talk about, like, hey, Cougars have shown some more effort. Capola's jumper is no good. We can talk about that stuff, but I don't think that applies to Belazar. Belazar's been tough as nails tonight. Hit after hit, knockdown after knockdown. She is tough as nails in the paint.
Yeah, and the Cougars just sort of passing the ball around. They're not really in a hurry to score.
I wouldn't be either. Up by 18 points. You've got 4 minutes left. Challenge the Panthers to score 18 in 4 minutes.
Yeah, they're just sort of killing the time right now as
that
Banfield.
Jumper's good.
Yeah, Banfield she's had an amazing second half, and she has 13 points for the game.
It's been an incredible showing for the Cougars, and the Panthers nearly turn it over. But Capola has it. Capola falls on the pass. Fowler. Panthers need to just get a shot off. They are out of time. Belazar blocked. Jabring rebounded it. Blocked by the much smaller Lions, who has been all over the stat sheet today. Metra to Lions. Guarded by Moore. Gunton running around. Or Gunter, excuse me, running around. Gunter out to Lions, out to Metra. Metra to Banfield. Banfield, same shot, same spot, same 2 points.
Yeah, and Banfield's just, her mid-range is on fire right now. That's how she got all her buckets, and the Panthers just haven't adjusted at all. They just keep giving her that shot.
As timeout called on that possession.
Yeah.
Mohammed, do you feel a little confused by a timeout called when a pass is swung all the way to a wide open Lewis, who I understand is not the greatest three-point shooter on the planet, but is still a body that can shoot and has taken three-pointers tonight? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, probably bad timing, but maybe just the OWWR coach has had enough of his team, and he's seeing something he doesn't like.
Totally fair, totally fair. I mean, when you're down by 22, if you're seeing a lot to like, maybe you need a glass. Maybe you need a new pair of glasses. Maybe you need an eye check.
Yeah.
Panthers struggling here. Nearly picked off of Belazar. Fired a little bit too much mustard on it. Walker almost lost the field. Fowler from three. No good. It's been a lid on the rim for Fowler.
Yeah, and if you can't get a bucket to drop, then you probably shouldn't be the team's leader in field goal attempts.
As the field goal not made by the Cougars, it's rebounded by the Panthers. Fowler slow to get over there. The layup made by Walker. Mohammed, I don't like it. I don't like a ginger, slow, lack of hustle down by 20. Well, you are down by 20. Maybe it's not game time anymore.
Yeah.
Jumper from Jabring, no good. Rebound, knocked around, loose. But also, got to note, pass picked off. The Panthers, I mean, they've had to play basically the entire game. They've got no bench. I think they have one player on the bench.
Yeah,
so,
and that's probably a big reason why they were
blocked
so
by
hot.
Belazar.
Yeah, that's probably a big reason why they were so hot in that second quarter, and then after that break, they didn't have enough energy.
Yeah.
Enough oomph in this one.
In hindsight, it's fair to say that perhaps the lack of hustle in the second half is, as you mentioned, come from a lack of energy. You just don't have as many bodies to cycle through. It is your body that's being asked to take the wear and tear, to take the abuse, to run up and down that court, hustle after every rebound. Panthers short on players, and it's reflected in their energy depletion in the second half. Three-pointer missed, but rebounded by the Cougars. We've got under 2 minutes left. This game decided minutes ago. Cougars looking for an opportunity. Banfield, it's good. Banfield, automatic.
Right in that same spot, just same spot wherever she's getting that mid-range. They're not guarding her, and she's taking disrespect to that.
She's 10 feet out of the basket. She's pulling up. She's making it. Banfield makes it a 55-33 game. Panthers with under a minute and a half left. Foul charged against the Cougars. It's gonna go with Moore, or Walker is the one who's fouled.
Yeah, Walker 0-4 from the free throw line in this game. Just hasn't gotten the free throw to drop. But she does have 8 points.
As the Panthers awaiting some semblance as that field free throws in. That's the semblance of offense that they were waiting for. Too little, too late for the Panthers. First free throw in. Second one. No good. Rebound. Panthers. 1:11 left here. Walker has it. Walker. The whistle blown. Is there a timeout called? Is there a... That's an interesting whistle.
Yep.
Substitution. Jabring off the court onto the bench, talking with her coach. Her coach disposing information. Walker to Lewis to Moore. See, that stop on the open three. It's the hesitation that builds up as it's picked off and turned over. Cougars fouled by the Panthers. Belazar bumped into Cougars.
Yeah,
fouled.
no. If you gotta wonder, is that the players not wanting to shoot, or maybe is that a game plan? Don't shoot no more 3-pointers since you guys aren't making them. You just gotta wonder.
Could be a confidence thing too. Sometimes you're not hitting. It happens. It happens. You get a little confident when you're not scoring, or a little you lose your confidence. Cougars swinging the ball around. Floater, Banfield, if she made that one, I mean, as the pass picked off, Panthers have it. Fowler hustling through. Layup. Will she finally get on the score? Nope. Doesn't get a field goal. She does have points. She's not a goose egg in the point column. It's a goose egg in the field goal. 0 for 14. Not what she want. Shot clock turned off. Cougars can just wait this one out. And I think that's what they're going to do. No, they're not. They're going to pass the one around.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna spare the Panthers. They're not gonna try to score on this possession as there's 5 seconds left on this shot clock.
And an interesting chant. Cougars chanting, "Whose house?" on the court. Panthers telling them to, Cougars head coach telling them to line up, go do your good games, and go to the locker room. Oh no, there's 0.7 seconds left. This game's not over. Yeah. I apologize to the viewers at home. This game's not over.
The Cougars took the
now
turnover as the game ends.
The Cougars soundly defeat the Panthers 55-34 here in the Clark Athletic Center. We'll be right back with the postgame show on OWWR Old Westbury Web Radio. And we are back here for the post-game show. We're here to take you higher than the Panthers did tonight. They did struggled, losing 55-34. Mohammed, the Panthers shot inefficiently. They did not defend as well as they did in the first half. What happened in this second half for the Panthers?
They just couldn't buy a bucket. They only made 3 buckets in a whole 20 minutes of game time. That's unheard of, and you will obviously lose as a team if you only make 3 shots in 20 minutes of game time.
Yeah, and as we talked about in this game, the first half, beautiful, splendid. Not offensively, but defensively, intensity, energy, X, Y, Z, this, that, and the third. The Panthers can win games when the other team is not shooting, when not hitting their shots, and the Panthers hit timely, clutch, important shots. That didn't happen tonight for the Panthers. That second half completely got away from them. The Cougars, red hot in that second half, outscored them a ton, especially in that third quarter. Mohammed, any positives to take away after a second half where you get outscored 34-9?
I don't think there really is any positives for the Panthers. Losing to a 1-7 team, a 1-8 team when you're 1-7 just makes you even worse than your own schedule, your own record.
And not lose, get outplayed, thoroughly outplayed. Is that a ladybug on our table? That is a ladybug, Mohammed. Is that good luck for us?
Oh, I think so, yeah.
I think the Panthers needed that tonight. That is an actual ladybug, though. I think it's alive, too. That's incredible. This time of year is quite incredible to watch. Mohammed, I trust you to take care of that one safely. Anywho, as we talk about the Panthers and wrap things up, the post-game show here, Mohammed, is there a standout performer you want to highlight for the Panthers tonight?
For the Panthers, I think collectively as a whole, they just all had really poor games. But I think Sanasia Walker. She had a really good game, 9 points on 4-7 shooting, and she played with a lot of aggressiveness and a lot of intensity in transition, and I think she had a lot of impact in today's game. She just couldn't help overcome that 20-point lead.
Yeah, and as I had to blow the ladybug off of the microphone cord, my player of the game, the ladybug. That's my player of the game. I mean, I think Walker was I'm not going to repeat all the points on Walker. You're correct. Walker, I think, was their best player in this contest, but I'm actually going to say Coppola. She had 14 rebounds. She didn't shoot that well, but 14 rebounds is 14 rebounds. It's more than most. I think it led the team. It led both teams, in rebounds in this contest. Well, that'll wrap things up here on our post-game show here on OWWR, Old Westbury Web Radio. I want to give our thanks to our engineer for tonight. That is Angelina. I also want to give my thanks to Muhammad, my play-by-play partner, and our one and only station manager, the great Joseph Manfredi. My name is Ryan Garcia, and we're saying goodbye here on OWWR, Old Westbury Web Radio.